Aloha, everyone. Good to see you. Thank you for coming out on a Friday. And this is just plain beautiful. So, I'm sure, thoughtful people more than me came up with that. So thank you. It's really spectacular. We're going to do a proclamation ceremony today to declare the year of our community forests. And so I'm just really appreciative of everyone who's kind of here today and been working for preservation of what is most important to us, which is our land. Also, this comes at a time where protecting forests is more important than ever. I think that it speaks to what may be protective to our communities, and I hope that that's also something that's not lost on people, as we go into this, next generation. Obviously, it's important, though this is not our true focus today, but to focus on lands that we've lost and ecosystems that have been challenged. Things were very different even in California, where they're struggling today and where we've struggled, of course, on Maui and elsewhere. So thank you for being here. So we'll have our declaration. The proclamation follows recent themes that we've been working on, a year of the kahuli, which was awesome. And who was there for that snail bit? That was super great. And I had done research on snails, which is a little known pathway to the governorship. So that was really something else. And the following year of forest birds, of course, makiko na manu nahele. So exceptional. I'm happy to have Deputy Director Ryan here. Thank you, brother. Awesome. Dave is here from DLNR Forestry, Roxanne, just friends from all different divisions, branches, community. So it's amazing. So what's a community forest? Well, at the end of the day, it is not just trees, but it is a lot of trees, and figuring out how we reach harmony, frankly, with kind of the botany of our planet. And so I'm told it's the trees of Waukanaka, and native, where we have to find a way to really harness what we've learned before. I know that that's constantly an effort of what we're doing now. And so I'm grateful that people have that kind of approach. Of course, it includes our native Hawaiian tree species, Kohia and Koa, I believe, that are beneficial. Non-invasive trees have arrived here, and that's a challenge, right? That's always a challenge with all that we wrestle with. It is part of our existence here in Hawaii. But I'm grateful to have botanists, ecologists in our midst, and people that have just picked it up along the way and made their life work. A lot of the trees that we do work with, of course, sustain us in some ways. Ulu, coconut, mango, trees give us shade, they give us protection from what is now a great challenge, which is an ecosystem that is overheated. And we know, and I know this as a healthcare provider, that when we don't have proper shade and places for people to rest, it's very real everywhere. We have chronic disease take over their lives and they struggle and suffer. And a lot of my friends in the hospital now tell me that that's increasingly a challenge. And we have a lot of people out in the world that don't have stable housing. And that's another big challenge. If we were able to harken back to a time when our ahupua'a cared for everyone, I know things were better for many. And that's, it's exceptional that you guys are recognizing that, so thank you. Yes, people do struggle when they don't find shade and refuge. And like I said, cardiovascular disease is a big concern. We're now talking about housing and shelter as a part of healthcare. And so people look at the ecosystem and they also know that that's part of healthcare. So I hope that that continues to be important to people. I'll talk a little bit more about the benefits that we have from community forests, especially when students can be engaged and they see trees from their campus and it's therapeutic for people when they're not in an urban setting that lacks comfort. That also appears to be very relevant. Someone shared with me that trees are important for business, that customers spend more money when they're in neighborhoods that are welcoming and healing and therapeutic to a degree. And I don't normally spend much time on that kind of element of society, but hey, if they're willing to come and feel better about things, maybe they'll invest, and it helps us overall to invest in all of the essentials that we have, education, especially in healthcare. So I'm super pleased about that. All of this is on top of the benefits that we already know are out there with our trees, providing us with oxygen, not a small thing to consider here on the planet, clean air and clean water, are stabilized by our soils, which are a function of what our trees and the roots can do. So I'll tell you, it is neat to be with you. First it was, forest birds and snails, like I said. So to let me celebrate with you local trees and native forests is a blessing. There are a lot of community partners across Hawaii are putting on the celebration, and so I'm going to show this. So for anyone watching at home or who watches this, get involved at dlnr.hawaii.gov/trees. Hope that is correct. Hope no one goes to the Bush website or the flower website, okay, or the snail website. Go to the tree website and see what you can do. But we have great leaders. I know some of them are going to come and talk, and I'll probably sign this in a few minutes.
On behalf of the Department of Land and Natural Resources, mahalo nui to Governor Green and all of our community partners who joined us here today. Mahalo for the beautiful lei kukui. Today we're recognizing the vital role of trees in our wao kanaka. And recently I've been reflecting on that term, wao kanaka, because it truly helps contextualize our place on this landscape. It recognizes that even in today's built environment, we are still a part of the natural environment. We continue to occupy and depend on a forest. The same forest that goes from the wao kanaka up into the upland forest, the wao kele, and then beyond that into the wao akua. And when we use this term wao kanaka, we acknowledge that we, the kanaka, have a role to play in the regenerative life cycles of our islands. And it's a recognition that we're not separate from those life cycles. We are very much so a part of it. And in the past, it's from the wao kanaka that we received our resources for daily life. This is where we live, where we work, where we raise our children, where we get our medicine, where we feed ourselves, where we die. And it's from that relationship with all that makes up the wao kanaka that our native tenant rights to access and gather come from. And the wao kanaka remains the main place to continue our cultural practice. So it's the health of our wao kanaka, the health of our community forest, that is directly tied to the ability of our native people to continue exercising those rights. Our current understanding of the importance of our community forest is only catching up to the ike of our kupuna. And now we can only quantify those benefits. Yeah? Here in Honolulu, street trees alone capture 3,000 tons of carbon dioxide annually, saving more than $600,000 in energy costs. On a smaller scale, trees can make our homes on an average 9 degrees cooler, reducing energy use and making our neighborhoods more livable. But perhaps most important to our Hawaii is that our forests are the source of water. The trees in our forests, including those around us in the wao kanaka, they capture the mist, they capture the rain, they replenish our aquifer. They ensure water security and therefore protect all life here in Hawaii. As we celebrate the year of our community forests, let's give thanks, mahalo to our kumula'au, our trees, for all they provide. Mahalo nui.
Hello, I'm David Smith. I'm the administrator with the Division of Forestry and Wildlife here in Hawaii. I want to thank the Governor and our Department of Land and Natural Resources leadership for supporting natural and cultural resource protection and management in Hawaii, and for their support of forests in particular. Forests exist from the shoreline to the alpine tree line and provide services and benefits that protect our environment and quality of life. Forests are critical for many of the benefits we enjoy, such as clean air, clean water, food, shade, and places to recreate and explore. The Division of Forestry and Wildlife started our urban and community forestry program 8 years ago by establishing an urban and community forester position, and the program has grown exponentially under the position's leadership. The Kaulunani Urban and Community Forestry Program focuses on supporting grassroots tree management and education in communities and on school campuses. They have increased the support for trees in our communities and are rebuilding the human connection with trees through workshops for carving and weaving, and providing support for the Neo Community Coconut Tree Program that hopes to see more coconut trees grown statewide and used as an important local food crop. Community forestry are an important resource nationally. Proper care and management of all of our forests is necessary to assure their long-term health and vitality. The U.S. Forest Service helps to fund our community forest work, and our Kaulunani team has done an amazing job bringing in millions of federal dollars in grants that are then distributed to nonprofits, schools, and community groups. As of 2023, the U.S. Forest Service has awarded over $4.6 million to over 450 projects, which has then leveraged an additional $9 million in cash and in-kind support. IRA funding has provided an additional $44 million for community forest partners across Hawaii. Hawaii has one of the oldest forestry programs in the country, established in 1903 as the Territorial Department of Agriculture and Forestry. And the recognition of the importance of forest protection and management dates back to the Hawaiian Kingdom. Hawaii figured out very early on that we needed to protect our forests for water and other benefits that forests provide, and that we are uniquely connected to our forests, ecologically and culturally. We cannot live on these islands without them. In 2025, as we celebrate trees in the Wakanaka, I also want to remind folks that the community benefits of trees cover the 700,000 acres of state forest reserves in Hawaii. These forests are there for the people of Hawaii and for our continued existence, and for our enjoyment and use. I hope people take the time in the year of the community forest to explore the forests around them, learn about the benefits they provide, and work to support the forests in their communities. Our partners have a lot of volunteer opportunities and celebrations planned for the year, which you can find on our website. It's a great opportunity to get outside, get your hands in the dirt, and learn from our trees and the people that care for them. Thank you.
Aloha mai kākou. He ali ka aina, he kawa ke kanaka. The land is chief. We are her servants. I am a servant of this aina. My name is Roxanne Adams, and I am the administrator for the Division of Urban Forestry with the Department of Parks and Recreation in the city and county of Honolulu. Together, I believe we can enhance and enrich our lives and this planet by planting and maintaining trees in places that we live, work, and play. That's our wao kanaka. The city and county of Honolulu is committed to working together to maintain and expand our collective urban forest. Our job at the city are the street trees and the park trees. So we're right there in the wao kanaka. So we want to mahalo our state and Governor Green, the Department of Land and Natural Resources, and especially Kaulunani. So many of us in the trenches have had this wonderful program to introduce us to the concept and importance of our urban forest. That concept really came about over 20 years ago and is still quite young, but it's still so essential to our everyday lives. So we look forward to working together in our urban forests, and we'll see you in the park.
Would you like folks to stand behind you? Yeah. All right. Can I folks come stand behind the governor?
So proclamation today is the year of our community forests, and a few comments here. Whereas our community forests are the trees of the Wakanaka, where the people of Hawaii live, learn, and play. Whereas we all live in a community of forests, of trees surrounding our homes and our schools and our businesses, and whereas the presence of trees in community forests has mental and physical health benefits for us, including reduced stress and reduced incidence of cardiovascular and respiratory diseases. It talks about how the economic benefits exist, but really it strengthens our aina, where we have need for food and medicine and oxygen, and to deal with carbon dioxide. So the people of Hawaii can therefore prepare for a home for our native species so that we can create an urban kipuka in their yards and their community forests and all around us. We support community forest stewardship because it's essential really to our families and to our future ohana. So thank you everyone for making sure that we did this and that we proclaimed 2025 the year of our community forests. Here we're doing it at the state capitol in partnership with the county, in partnership with all of you. Aloha. Thank you.